It had been a century since humanity faced its darkest hour. The war had been brutal, the losses staggering. The once proud species had been brought to its knees by the united might of the alien coalition. The technologically superior forces of the galaxy had believed they had crushed the human spirit, snuffing out their flames of resistance once and for all. But humanity had a resilience that the aliens had underestimated. Buried deep within the ashes of their defeat, a relentless determination had flickered, waiting for the right moment to reignite. And that moment had finally arrived. On the barren planet of Terra Nova, the remnants of humanity had spent decades rebuilding. They had scavenged and salvaged, repurposed and reinvented. Their technology, once deemed primitive by the alien conquerors, had been honed into something formidable. Captain Sarah Thompson stood on the bridge of the flagship USS Vanguard, her eyes fixed on the hulking mass of the alien dreadnought looming in the distance. The time for revenge had come, and she would lead her people back to glory. "Prepare for battle," she ordered, her voice steady and unwavering. The crew of the Vanguard sprang into action, the hum of the ship's engines rising to a fevered pitch as they closed in on their target. The alien fleet, once so confident in their superiority, now scrambled to react to this sudden threat. This was their moment, their chance to show the galaxy that humanity was not to be trifled with. Explosions lit up the void as the two forces clashed, a dance of death and destruction playing out against the backdrop of the stars. The alien dreadnought returned fire, but the humans were relentless in their assault, each shot striking true with deadly precision. As the dreadnought's shields began to buckle under the relentless barrage, Captain Thompson allowed herself a small smile. The tides of war had turned, and humanity would rise again. "We are not the weaklings you once thought us to be," she murmured, her voice a defiant whisper in the chaos of battle. And as the dreadnought's engines flared, and it began to falter, the crew of the USS Vanguard let out a cheer that echoed through the void of space. Humanity had returned, and this time they would not be so easily defeated. The victory at Terra Nova had sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. The news of humanity's resurgence spread like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of those who had long suffered under the oppressive rule of the alien coalition. On the war-torn world of New Eden, a small group of resistance fighters gathered in the ruins of what had once been a thriving city. They listened intently as stories of the Battle of Terra Nova reached their ears, their eyes alight with a newfound sense of determination. "We cannot let this chance slip away," declared Marcus, a grizzled veteran whose scars told of a lifetime of struggle. "Humanity has shown that we are not to be underestimated. We must rise up and join the fight." The resistance fighters nodded in agreement, their resolve hardening with each passing moment. They had endured so much, seen friends and family torn from by the cruelty of the alien overlords. It was time to strike back, to take back what was rightfully theirs. As they made their preparations, word reached them of an opportunity to strike a critical blow against the alien coalition. A supply convoy, heavily guarded and laden with essential resources, was set to pass through their territory within the week. "We must seize this chance," Marcus declared, his voice filled with a fierce determination. "We will show the aliens that we are not to be trifled with." Under the cover of darkness, the resistance fighters set their ambush. They lay in wait, their weapons at the ready, their hearts pounding with anticipation. And when the convoy rumbled into view, they sprang into action with a ferocity born of years of suffering and longing for revenge. The aliens never knew what hit them. The resistance fighters struck swiftly and decisively, their coordinated attack overwhelming the convoy's defenses. Explosions rent the night air, the sound of gunfire echoing through the ruins as the humans fought tooth and nail to secure their prize. As the dust settled and the smoke cleared, Marcus surveyed the carnage with a sense of grim satisfaction. The once proud convoy lay in ruins, its defenders scattered and defeated. The resistance fighters stood victorious, their spirits soaring with the knowledge that they had struck a blow against their oppressors. "Today we have shown them that humanity will not go quietly into the night," Marcus declared, his voice ringing with conviction. "Today We have taken our first step towards freedom. And as the stars above shimmered with the promise of a new dawn, the resistance fighters knew that the tide of war was turning in their favor. The galaxy would soon learn to fear the wrath of humanity unleashed. The news of the successful ambush on New Eden spread like wildfire, inspiring pockets of resistance across the galaxy to rise up against the alien coalition. Whispers of hope swept through the oppressed species, planting seeds of rebellion in their hearts. In the heart of the Andromeda system, a meeting of rebel leaders was called. Representatives from various species gathered on the neutral world of Nexus Prime, united by a common goal: the overthrow of the alien oppressors and the restoration of freedom to the galaxy. Captain Sarah Thompson, hailed as a hero after the Battle of Terra Nova, stood among the gathering, her presence a symbol of humanity's defiance. She gazed out at the diverse assembly of rebels, creatures of all shapes and sizes, united by their shared desire for liberation. "We stand at a crossroads," Captain Thompson began, her voice ringing out with authority. "The time has come for us to join forces, to forge an alliance of defiance against our common enemy. Together, we are stronger than they could ever imagine." The rebel leaders murmured in agreement, their eyes shining with determination. They had long suffered under the yoke of the alien coalition, but now, with humanity leading the charge, they saw a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Plans were made, strategies devised, alliances formed. The rebel fleet stood ready to launch a coordinated assault on a key outpost of the alien coalition, a stronghold that had long been a thorn in the side of the resistance. As the ships of the rebel fleet gathered on the edge of the system, Captain Thompson stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, her hand gripping the railing with a steely resolve. This would be their defining moment, their chance to strike a blow that would echo through the annals of history. "Prepare for hyperspace jump," she commanded, her voice cutting through the tension that hung heavy in the air. The rebel fleet leaped into hyperspace, hurtling towards their target with a speed that was almost palpable. The alien defenders, caught off guard by the suddenness of the assault, scrambled to mount a defense, but it was too late. As the rebel fleet descended upon the outpost, a storm of firepower unleashed, piercing the alien defenses with ruthless efficiency. Explosions bloomed in the darkness of space, the clash of ships and weapons reverberating through the void. Captain Thompson watched with grim satisfaction as the outpost crumbled under their assault, its once impenetrable defenses falling like paper in the face of their united fury. The rebel leaders cheered as victory was secured, the tide of war shifting in their favor once more. "We are no longer divided," Captain Thompson declared, her voice ringing out above the din of battle. "We are united in our defiance, and together we will bring an end to the tyranny that has plagued us for too long." And as the remnants of the alien coalition scattered in disarray, the rebels knew that their alliance marked the beginning of a new era in the galaxy, an era where hope shone bright and the spirit of defiance burned like a beacon in the darkness. With each victory, the rebel alliance grew stronger, swelling its ranks with species from across the galaxy who had long suffered under the oppressive rule of the alien coalition. The tide of war had turned decisively in favor of the rebels, and whispers of their defiance spread far and wide, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. On the distant planet of Alpha Centauri Prime, the rebels launched a daring assault on the alien coalition's central command hub. The towering citadel loomed over the landscape like a fortress of oppression, its defenses formidable and its armies vast. As the rebel fleet descended upon the planet, Captain Sarah Thompson knew that this would be their most challenging battle yet. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and the outcome of this final stand would determine the course of history for generations to come. The skies above Alpha Centauri Prime erupted in a storm of fire and steel as the rebel fleet clashed with the alien defenders. The screams of dying warriors mingled with the roar of engines, the acrid scent of ozone hanging heavy in the air. On the ground, rebel soldiers fought with a ferocity born of desperation, their determination unyielding in the face of overwhelming odds. They pushed forward, inch by bloody inch, their resolve unwavering as they advanced towards the heart of the enemy stronghold. Captain Thompson led the charge, her blade flashing in the chaos of battle as she cut a path through the alien ranks. Beside her, Marcus and a host of other rebel leaders fought with a courage that inspired those around them, their defiance a beacon of hope in the darkness of war. As the rebel forces breached the citadel's outer defenses, they faced their final challenge. The alien coalition's elite guard, a formidable force of warriors trained in the arts of war since birth. The clash that followed was epic, a symphony of violence and sacrifice that would be sung of for ages to come. In the heart of the citadel, Captain Thompson faced off against the alien leader, a towering figure draped in shadows and clad in dark armor. Their blades met in a blur of movement, the clash of metal ringing out in the chamber as they fought with a skill that was unmatched. With a final, decisive blow, Captain Thompson struck down the alien leader, her blade piercing through the darkness to end the threat once and for all. As the alien coalition crumbled around them, the rebels emerged victorious, their defiance resounding across the galaxy. "We have fought against tyranny and oppression, and we have emerged triumphant," Captain Thompson declared, her voice ringing out with pride. "Today, we have shown that the spirit of humanity, and the spirit of all who yearn for freedom, cannot be extinguished." And as the Rebel Alliance stood united on the ruins of Alpha Centauri Prime, they knew that their victory was not just a triumph over a powerful enemy, but a testament to the strength of unity and the enduring power of hope in the face of darkness. The galaxy was forever changed, and the legacy of their final stand would echo through the stars for eternity. The fall of the alien coalition marked a turning point in the galaxy's history. The Rebel Alliance, forged in defiance and strengthened by unity, stood as a beacon of hope for all those who had long suffered under the yoke of oppression. Freed from the shackles of tyranny, the galaxy began to rebuild, its scars slowly healing as a new era dawned. On Nexus Prime, the former neutral world that had become the Rebel Alliance's stronghold, representatives from across the galaxy gathered to chart the course for the future. Amidst the ruins of a shattered past, they spoke of peace, of cooperation, and of a shared vision for a galaxy free from the specter of war. Captain Sarah Thompson, now hailed as a hero of legendary proportions, stood before the assembly, her voice carrying the weight of history as she addressed the gathered leaders. "We have fought together, bled together, and triumphed together," she declared, her eyes shining with pride. "And now, we have the opportunity to build a future where all species can coexist in peace and harmony." The leaders of the Rebel Alliance nodded in agreement, their voices raised in support of Captain Thompson's vision. They spoke of reconciliation, of rebuilding what had been lost, and of forging new alliances that would bind the galaxy together in a shared destiny. As the galaxy began to heal, worlds that had long been divided by conflict now came together in solidarity. Trade flourished, cultures mingled, and the scars of war slowly faded into memory. On Earth, the cradle of humanity that had once been ravaged by war, a new dawn rose over the horizon. Cities that had been reduced to rubble rose from the ashes, their lights shining bright once more. The people of Earth, long united in their struggle for freedom, now extended a hand of friendship to their galactic neighbors, eager to embrace a future of peace and cooperation. The stars themselves seemed to shimmer with the promise of a brighter tomorrow, as the galaxy embraced a new era of unity and understanding. The Rebel Alliance, once born of defiance and defiance alone, had become a symbol of hope for all those who dared to dream of a better future. And as the last echoes of war faded into the void, the galaxy stood united, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope. The rebirth of the galaxy had begun, and the possibilities were as endless as the stars themselves. Years had passed since the defeat of the alien coalition and the successful establishment of peace throughout the galaxy. The legacy of the Rebel Alliance, led by Captain Sarah Thompson and a coalition of species from across the stars, resonated through the cosmos as a testament to the power of unity and resilience in the face of adversity. Amidst the bustling metropolis of Unity City, a beacon of cooperation and harmony that stood as a symbol of the galaxy's newfound unity, a grand celebration was underway. Leaders from various worlds gathered to commemorate the anniversary of the peace treaty that had brought an end to centuries of conflict. Captain Thompson, now an elder stateswoman revered for her role in shaping the galaxy's future, stood at the center of the celebration, her presence a reminder of the struggles that had been endured and the triumphs that had been achieved. "We stand here today as living proof that peace is possible," Captain Thompson declared, her voice filled with a quiet strength that commanded the attention of all who listened. "We have overcome great challenges, but it is through our unity that we have forged a new path forward." The gathered leaders nodded in agreement, their expressions reflecting a shared sense of pride and gratitude. They spoke of the lessons learned from the past, of the need for empathy and understanding, and of the importance of working together towards a common goal. As the celebration continued into the night, music filled the air, laughter echoed through the streets, and the galaxy seemed to vibrate with a sense of hope and renewal. The memory of war and conflict now felt like a distant echo, fading into the mists of time as a new chapter in the galaxy's history unfolded. In the years that followed, the legacy of the Rebel Alliance lived on, its principles of unity and cooperation guiding the galaxy towards a brighter future. Trade flourished between worlds, cultures intermingled, and the bonds of friendship forged in the crucible of war grew stronger with each passing day. And as the stars shone bright in the night sky, illuminating a galaxy at peace, the inhabitants of Unity City raised a toast to the memory of those who had fought and sacrificed so that future generations could live in a world free from the ravages of war. The legacy of unity, forged in the fires of conflict, had become the cornerstone upon which the galaxy's future was built. And as Captain Sarah Thompson gazed out at the starlit horizon, a sense of contentment washed over her, knowing that the sacrifices of the past had paved the way for a brighter tomorrow for all. As the years passed and the galaxy reveled in an era of peace and cooperation, whispers began to spread of a new threat on the horizon. Rumors of a mysterious force gathering strength in the shadows, one that threatened to disrupt the fragile balance that had been achieved through the unity of the Rebel Alliance. Captain Sarah Thompson, now retired but still regarded as a symbol of hope and resilience, received word of these troubling rumors. Despite the peace that had reigned for so long, a sense of unease crept into her heart, a whisper of foreboding that told her the galaxy's hard-won peace might once again be at risk. Gathering a small group of trusted allies, including Marcus, her loyal comrade from the days of the rebellion, Captain Thompson set out on a journey to investigate the source of these rumors and confront the new threat that loomed on the horizon. Their journey took them to the edge of known space, where they discovered a hidden base nestled within the depths of a dark nebula. Emanating from the base was a dark energy, unlike anything they had encountered before, a malevolent force that seemed to pulse with a hunger for chaos and destruction. As they ventured deeper into the base, Captain Thompson and her allies encountered a formidable adversary, a figure cloaked in shadow, their features obscured by darkness. The being spoke with a voice that chilled the soul, a voice that promised death and despair to all who stood in its way. "You are too late, Captain," the figure hissed, its words dripping with malice. "The seeds of discord have been sown, and the galaxy will soon tremble before the might of the Dark Conclave." Undaunted by the threat before them, Captain Thompson and her allies drew their weapons, ready to face this new foe head-on. As the battle raged, the base trembled around them, the very fabric of space and time warping under the strain of the dark energy that pulsed within its walls. In a final, desperate gambit, Captain Thompson unleashed a burst of pure energy, channeling the strength and unity of the Rebel Alliance that had once saved the galaxy from tyranny. The energy blasted through the dark figure, dispelling the malevolent force that sought to unravel the fragile peace that had been so hard won. As the base collapsed in on itself, Captain Thompson and her allies managed to escape, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that a new challenge had emerged, one that threatened to test the galaxy's resolve once more. As they gazed out at the stars, the galaxy shimmered with a renewed sense of purpose, a reminder that even in times of peace, vigilance and unity were the greatest weapons against the forces that sought to sow chaos and division. And so, with resolve in their hearts and unity in their ranks, Captain Sarah Thompson and her allies prepared to face the new challenge that lay ahead, ever vigilant in their quest to safeguard the hard-won peace of the galaxy. In the aftermath of their encounter with the Dark Conclave, Captain Sarah Thompson and her allies returned to Unity City, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that a new threat loomed on the horizon. The whispers of unrest had spread throughout the galaxy, casting a shadow over the hard-won peace that had prevailed for so long. As rumors of the Dark Conclave's malevolent presence continued to grow, alliances once forged in unity began to show signs of strain. Fears and suspicions crept like tendrils of darkness, threatening to unravel the fragile bonds that had held the galaxy together in times of turmoil. Captain Thompson knew that action needed to be taken swiftly to confront this newfound threat, before it could tear apart the delicate fabric of peace that had been woven through the galaxy's collective efforts. Gathering the leaders of the Rebel Alliance once more, Captain Thompson stood before them with a grave expression, her voice resonating with the weight of their shared history. "The time has come to stand united once more," she declared, her words echoing through the chamber. "The Dark Conclave threatens the peace we have fought so hard to achieve. We cannot allow fear and discord to divide us." The leaders listened intently, their faces reflecting a mixture of concern and determination. They knew that the galaxy stood at a crossroads, and that their actions in the days to come would shape its destiny for generations to come. Plans were made, alliances reaffirmed, and preparations set in motion for a showdown with the Dark Conclave. The Rebel Alliance mobilized its forces, drawing together species from across the galaxy in a show of unity and solidarity. As the Rebel fleet gathered on the edge of known space, Captain Thompson stood on the bridge of her flagship, the USS Vanguard, her eyes fixed on the swirling darkness that marked the location of the Dark Conclave's hidden stronghold. "We go forth not as separate species, but as one united front against a common enemy," Captain Thompson proclaimed, her voice filled with steely resolve. "Together, we will face whatever challenges lie ahead and emerge victorious." With a sense of purpose and determination, the Rebel fleet plunged deep into the darkness of space, guided by the light of unity that burned bright in their hearts. The galaxy stood on the brink of a new conflict, but with the spirit of defiance and resilience that had carried them through tumultuous times in the past, the Rebel Alliance stood ready to face the gathering storm on the horizon.